Today, we're going to continue our series on meeting realtors of the area. And for our guest speaker today, I brought on Katie Breeding with Key Realty. Welcome, Katie. Thank you for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is something that I'm trying to start. It's a little bit new for me. Want to start introducing some of the agents that are around the area to people that are possibly looking to buy or sell in the immediate or far future. Doesn't really matter if they're looking today or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for even having me be a part of something like this. I think it's a great idea. I've been working with Key Realty for almost 3 years now. I work with home buyers and sellers in the Monroe County, and I do find myself dabbling a little in Lenawee County as well. I've lived in Dundee my entire life, so I feel like I kind of have that little bit of an edge of knowing the area and the surrounding areas as well to help out my clients and making sure they have the best knowledge and experience that they can possibly have.
Well, right. And I know that you work a lot with first-time home buyers, and that seems to be a niche that you meet really well. What do you like working, what do you like best about working with first-time home buyers?
Yeah, first-time home buyers are so much fun to work with. It's fun to be able to walk them through the process and to give them the knowledge they need to make the right decision, and kind of filling them in on the do's and don'ts and what to look for, and definitely the outcome of that closing day and just the excitement that they have that big first time purchase in their life, and being a part of that is pretty special and pretty amazing, and it's definitely fun for sure.
Do you find that you show a lot of houses to first-time home buyers, or is it? Tell me how that works. If someone calls you and says, "Hey, I want to start buying a house," what's the first step that you'd recommend for them to do?
Yeah, so if I get a phone call, I usually try to find out what their goal is. If it is a first time home buyer, I want to know what they're looking for. I want to know the area. The major first thing is obviously the financing. If it's what type of loan they're getting, how much they can afford, kind of thing. I want them to be comfortable with their loan officer and make sure they have good communication with them, and make sure they know what they're getting into, and a good knowledge or education on what they're able to do is definitely a good start for that.
I get a lot of people that call me that say they're frustrated because they can't find something out there. They're looking on Zillow and something doesn't show up, or they're looking on the internet, whatever site they're looking at. And some of them are seeing frustration. So what do you recommend for someone that is shopping online and just not finding what they're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So the market right now is definitely a seller's market. There's lots of buyers out there, not enough homes. The biggest thing I can tell my clients is to be patient. I truly believe that there is a reason for everything. And as long as we're patient and we're on top of it, and anything new that pops up, we're ready to go to look at it within that 24 hours and kind of have that edge on it, and make sure we're ready to go. Have that financing ready. Again, take a look at it as soon as it pops up, and make the offer as soon as possible.
Are a lot of times Zillow, I guess I don't want to pick on Zillow, are a lot of times places online showing houses that are matching up with their criteria? How does that work? Do you guys have access to a good way to, I guess, weed out some of the houses that they don't like? Tell me a little bit about what you guys can do for that as a realtor.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a website that I use, my website. It feeds directly from the multiple listing service. Anything new that pops up on the market will directly be sent to them that day, along with me as well. If it's something that shows interest, for sure, they can save it, and even if they don't like it, they can reject it on there, and I can see that, so I can get a good idea of what they're really looking for. Again, if it is something they want to take a look at, I have them drive by it first. I want them to get a feel for it, get a feel for the location, what's around that area, kind of thing. And if it's still something they want to proceed with, obviously we'll make that appointment and we'll go take a look at it. Yeah,
Right,
for sure.
right. So I hear a lot of people that call and are frustrated with the markets right now. Any advice that you can give to someone who's trying to buy a house and trying to deal with what the situation is right now, with it being such a seller's market?
Yeah, it's definitely a seller's market, meaning there's lots of buyers, not enough homes on the market. The biggest thing I can tell my clients is to be patient. I truly believe everything happens for a reason, and I mean, that house is out there somewhere. It's just maybe the owner doesn't know that they want to sell yet, and we just need to sit tight and wait for it. And when that thing does pop up, we need to be out there within 24 hours, 48 hours. Make sure we're ready with that pre-approval or proof of funds, and just be on top of it. Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of it I know comes back to the pre-approval. If someone has a strong pre-approval, and you can have some kind of contact with the lender that's got them pre-approved, you can have some answers that you can take to the offer table as well. So,
Yeah, of course, having that strong communication with the lender, if they're willing and wanting to make a phone call to the selling agent and just verify that we're strong, the buyers are ready to go, and it's something they want, and we're ready to do it for sure.
how do you figure out how much someone should buy a house for? I mean, if I'm a buyer and I'm a first-time buyer, I'm not really sure what's going on, and everyone hears that houses are going for maximum price, overprice, and selling very quickly. What's something that you can assist with to be able to mitigate some of that?
Yeah, so I definitely want to make sure they have great communication with their lender. I want the lender to know everything that they need to know, and obviously the lender's not going to tell me everything, but I want to talk with the lender and make sure that that the buyers are educated on what they have available and what they're comfortable doing. I'm not in it to make you purchase the most expensive home. If I know it's something that's way out of your price range, or at least will make you house broke, I'm not in for that. I don't want you to be house broke. I don't want you to buy a home within a year, you can't afford it, and you're just miserable. No, I want you to be in a home and have a great experience with it, and something you can enjoy for many years to come, kind of thing. So if it's a house that's a little overpriced and then there's multiple offers on the home, depending on what we have to work with, I may say we need to either step away and look for something a little different, or just making sure that they're aware of what they have and have to work with, and making sure the confidence is there with the lender, and we have the right tools to be successful at it.
How do you come up with a price that you're going to offer? Is there a system or a process that you guys use as realtors to come up with, or something personally you do?
Yeah, so if it's a home of interest and they want to make an offer, I'll do some comps on the home to make sure it's a good deal. They're getting the right price for the home. With it being a seller's market, there are houses that are going up above and over asking price. If it's something that we're able to do and my buyers are willing to do and the finances are there and the lender's behind it, then let's go for it. But again, I don't want to make you house broke over it or anything like that. So it's definitely something that I'll look into to make sure we're weighing our options and getting the best deal, and if it's the best decision for my clients. Yeah.
What are some of the things that they need to kind of look out for after closing? Is there anything that after closing, what are some of the things that, I guess your job, what do you do for your clients that are first-time home buyers after they close?
Yeah, so after we close on a home, depending on the occupancy, whether they've got 7 days or 30 days after that they have to wait on, kind of thing, I want to make sure that they have the right resources and a good idea of how they're going to get their things into the home, and make sure their utilities are turned over into their name, so when they do get into the home, they're ready to go and they're ready to kind of make it their home and their own, kind of thing. I will do like a 30-day touchback just to make sure they're settling in nicely, and if there's anything else I can do for them, just kind of check in. And obviously I want to keep in contact and see how things are going.
So I know that you work a lot with first-time home buyers. What about sellers? Is there something that Tell me if someone wants to reach out and get in touch with you for selling. How does that work? How does the process for a seller work?
Yeah, so if a seller calls me, I want to know their time frame. I want to know if it's something that needs to be done right away, or if they're just putting their feelers out to see if they can make enough money off of it or make any money off of it, and make sure it's a good fit for them and if it's something they want to do. I'll want to get into the home and kind of see what we're working with and what we're dealing with. I'll pull comps for the houses in the area that have sold within the last 6 to 8 months just to get a good comparable on the price range. And again, just make sure it's a good fit for what their goal is and what they want to get done. One of the biggest things that I am pretty proud of is I've done photography for about 8 years now. So I will do the pictures myself for the home. I'll stage it and I'll make it look great. And I think it's kind of a nice perk for my sellers because I'm not bringing a second person into the home. It's all just done through me. And it's kind of neat, and it's something that I also enjoy doing, so it's kind of nice.
Right. Oh, especially now with COVID, where a lot of what they're seeing are pictures and things like that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean the photo is the first thing that these buyers are going to see. So as long as that looks good and it sparks interest and it's a good clean picture, I mean that's what draws them in for sure.
Are you seeing a lot of your listings just selling real fast?
I mean, yeah, if it's a good house and it's in a good price. I mean, again, there's so many buyers out there. It's so competitive. There's homes going up within 24 to 48 hours. They're having multiple offers on the house. Again, depending on the home. So it's definitely tough out there.
I appreciate you coming on today, and good luck in stay busy. And again, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. Good luck to you, and we'll talk again soon.